Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to the Occasional Farm Boy. Today we're going to take a look at how the John Deere 830 has been coming along. Uh, so last time, if I recall right, the last video I put out for part one, I just took all the tin work off. I got these fenders off on the back, the rear stand off, and that's how it was sitting. And I think I also got this cover off. I was here, this side cover. So that was to get into here. As you can see, these teeth here have been a little bit chipped off here, and they need to get replaced. And then this one here, it's not near as bad, but the sides are just rounded off. So I just thought it'd be best just to replace that gear as well. And that was a result of the the clutch on this side. The bearing was loose on it, so the brake wasn't keeping the clutch from spinning when the gears were changing. So that's probably the likelihood of why it's looking like this. Basically just drove it here 9 kilometers away or so, and it was really tough to shift. So because the clutch was slopping around like that, brake wasn't clutching or breaking the clutch. That's probably why the gears got geared off, because if the clutch is still moving, the gears are still turning in the back there. Or sorry, the gear that's on the clutch, this gear here is still spinning, which is spinning that big gear. That's the one inside this case here, that gear. So that gear is still spinning, which is still spinning this shaft. So when you want to actually shift gears, you're just mauling all the gears together. So that's probably what was happening there. You can hear it. Grind, 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 grind. And then the other issue is on the shaft here, these gears aren't sloppy, back and forth, but side to side, they wiggle just a hair. And that's probably what causing that really intense high whine. So I have to figure out what I want to do with these guys, because I don't really like the side to side flop. But these splines here, they're still holding true, so it doesn't. There's not a big rock in the gear, so it's not the end of the world here. I think this shaft is still savable, and if not, it could just be because of these actual gears here that are just bad. They've just worn out. They're the soft part and meant to wear out, and the shaft's supposed to stay good. So hopefully that's how they designed it, and that'll be a whole lot easier just to replace the gears and the whole shaft. And yeah, so that's for this side. And once this side's done, or once I have all the pieces, it's ready to go back together. And then the other thing I want to do is replace the bushing for this this bushing bearing. I think it's just I don't even know, probably just a steel piece that the oil runs through and just lubricates it while it runs on it. I just want to change that out before I put everything back together. So that's where that side's at. Steering, we have a loose connecting rod here, and the reason is I took the whole hydraulic pump apart, and to take the pump off you got to do quite a bit. You got to take this part off, or actually first you got to start with the valve control, which is this guy. This guy here will just rotate back and forth and tell which way the hydraulic power steering fluid has to flow. And then this here is your actual steering wheel with your worm gear there, and that runs the a gear over here, this gear here. And the problem with this guy, let me turn the lights on. All right. Yeah, this gear here. The problem with this gear is when I was steering the actual tractor, you can spin the whole wheel like a whole 180 degrees before you actually feel the pressure of the actual pump. So it was really tough driving it home, because you turn this way, turn the other way, turn the other way to correct, and you're always overcorrecting, and it's hard to keep a straight line. So there's something wrong with this. I was hoping it was just going to be the spline gears, or the gear and the worm gear. Just hoping those were just worn out and it would be an easy replace. But it looks like the key inside the shaft is loose. So this gear has just been flopping around. See all that slop? I do have the top bolt loose, but it shouldn't be moving back like this. So that key is worn, either worn inside the shaft where the key slot is, or everything's worn in. I just had to put an oversized key in. So that's where this guy's at. So steering's off. What else? I think other than that, those are the two major things that need to get done on this guy. I took the flywheel cover off too, but that steering pump is pretty heavy. It's probably, I'd say, close to 110, 120 pounds. It's pretty heavy. So you guys are probably interested in steering disassembly. I did have the video of the actual pump getting pulled out. As you can see, I had a ratchet strap there and a bar hanging off the ceiling there as my engine hoist, I guess. But it took quite a bit of work. I jacked it up from the bottom, jacked that pin up, took all the bolts off, jacked it up, and then I was able to winch it up with the ratchet strap. And due to just its sheer weight, you gotta make sure you have good mounting supports up on the ceiling. It's quite a lot of weight has to lift up, and there's also the force of this down the shaft, keeping it from coming up. So it's a bit of everything, just wiggling it out of the way. And then once it was out, then we were able to pick it up and put it on the bench. But I have a video of this, so I'll let you guys take a look at that. So this is the part you guys probably wanted to see. I'm going to be taking apart this part of the steering and see what's up with the play within the actual steering, because I can spin the wheel almost a 360 before I actually feel some back pressure from the hydraulic system. So I am assuming the gear spline mechanism in there is pretty sloppy right now. So I'm going to go ahead, take this part off here, see what I get underneath there. And as always, I'm doing this for the first time, so I do have the manuals book, so that helps me out quite a bit just to figure out what I'm looking at. But can't guarantee you I do everything right, but I'm of course going to try to do everything right, because I want to put this thing back together. So first things that I can see is take these top two lines off, take off the high pressure line. Alright, that one looked pretty dry. I might have to go on the other side to take off the hoses that go in. Otherwise, I don't know if I'll be able to squeeze these guys out. Maybe I will on the other two. But I might just be damaging this here, so I think I'm going to go ahead, take it right off. And I got a phone call coming. Alright, I just got off the phone there, and I got these two hoses off while I was on the phone. So there's just two on the back side. It's very straightforward. Just undo those ones, wiggle them out, and now we can start pulling off this one. So 1 inch, I think. Yep. Sure. We're almost there. Alright. No hydraulic fluid in here whatsoever, which is alright. Probably gravity dropped that guy down. I will get my 9/16 ratchet. That's what size of head these guys are. I'll try to twist them off. And it wasn't too bad, that one. There looks like there's 4 total. So it's not a whole lot of bolts holding it on, which is nice. Looks like this top one here will need an actual wrench. Actually get it off. It's not looking like it'll be accessible with just a socket. Good. Now, if this is the first video you've been watching, if you're more interested in more videos, there's previous videos I did, like rolling it into the garage, taking most of the fenders off. Some of the fenders I took off camera since ran out of time, and I just never got the camera rolling. No, we got an oil leak. Where's the cardboard? Well, of all the things expected to happen, I was not expecting that to happen. Wow. That's a little bit of a mess here. It's on the floor. Just threw some cardboard under and I got the oil reservoir catching it. But certainly wasn't expecting that. There's a gasket on there. Oh boy, more oil. All right. Well, this is what we're looking at here. Still more oil to come out of here. Maybe we should find a drain plug for this first. That sounds like a better idea, don't you think? Alright, so we're right back at it. I've come to the conclusion that when I spin the wheel, the worn gear is still moving and the gear inside. So somewhere between the gear that's contact with the spline and from there to the actual pressurizing chamber, the actual motor. So something in between there and here, or past this point, and the pump is no good. I'm just gonna have to take this column off in order to actually get to where I want to be. So I'm just gonna take, there's 3 bolts on this side, and I believe there's 1 bolt on the back side, and that's all it takes to take this column off. And we'll see if we can just lift it off, but I'm hoping it's not going to be extremely heavy because that's not going to be good for me. And there's also 2 pins that are set in the block, so they just like wooden dowels that connect 2 pieces of wood together. You put it through and it connects the 2. Same with this. It's just, it has a dowel and then there's a hole on the other side and it just pushes in, so it sort of already presets where it's going to sit. So it's not going to be immediate collapse when I take this last bolt out. But just don't know quite how heavy it's going to be. And just got to get this sort of reaching the limit with this thing here, so hopefully this thing here will just slide off and I don't have to move this little lever here. Found it. It's just below this intake here. Should right below it. So that means there's a total of 5 holding the steering column together. Yep, so this is the 5th one here. Alright, now we should have success pulling it off. And just by weighing it around, it didn't feel like it was super heavy. So that's good. Yeah. I find myself in a very nice position here. Alright. It is free currently. I have to figure a way to lift this off. Let's see if I can wrap these wires around over here. Okay. This hose is to get moved out of the way. Okay. Any dirt in there? We can hook it behind there. All right. Now, hoping I can maybe rest it over here. Let's take these guys out. Rest it on here, and then I can pick it up from there. So let's try that. These 4 bolts came out of here. Let's put these back. The short bolt came from this back corner here. That's where the smallest part of the housing is, so didn't need so long of a bolt. Okay, and then last one sits right in here. So it's going to be a bit of a trick because we're going to have to pull it all the way over this way because there's still that gear that connects to this spline here. So you have to somehow pull it over. And it doesn't look like there's any more wires connected in here. So that's good. Get this off a better spot. Okay. Let's try something like this. No, these things are also in the way. I can take this bolt out here. Alright. Okay, we're tearing the gas in here. Let's get you a better shot there. Alright. So you can see, this is the edge of that gear that runs inside, that runs on the spline there. So that's what that's what we're caught on as of now. It shouldn't take too much to get out of the way there. Actually, I think we're clear right now. So theoretically, I should just be able to lift this right up out of that hole there. All right. The other issue is this bottom bracket here. This bottom bracket here needs to come off as well. Otherwise we won't be able to actually lift it up. It's almost like a barb. It's catching on everything. So we won't be able to pull it out unless we take that barb off. That looks like 3/4. We'll find out. Alright, so I got the bottom barb off. I'm gonna hopefully just be able to lift it now out of its place here. It's not light. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to lift it up from the back here first. I think I'm gonna have to use a ratchet strap to actually lift this thing out of here. I don't know if I'll be able to do it by myself. Alright, it's strapped up, so hopefully I can just lift this out. I think I need to winch it up a bit more. Ah. Alright, now I should be able to. How's the workout? Alright. So the next plan of action is to take this top head off, so we can take that gear, gear that connects with this worm gear here, and take it off and see if there's a broken fly key or something. I'm not really sure what's going on right there right now, but I'm hoping if I can just lift this head off, I can get onto that gear, figure out what's actually going on. Not really sure how this is gonna go, because that gear has to lift up and this has to lift up at the same time, and I'm not sure if that gear's stuck on there or what. So for starters, there's two nuts and then 2 bolts on the other side. So I loosened these guys up enough where I don't have to struggle with them to get them off. This one here was on so tight. I don't really like doing this to wrenches, but I couldn't get it off and couldn't find any long pipes, so I had to go like this. Don't really like doing that, but sometimes you gotta surpass what the expectations of a wrench are and get the job done. So I'm just gonna loosen off these 4 contact points that are holding this top cover for this motor. I think it's a motor. Yeah, drive, a hydraulic drive for this steering. So hopefully this is all it takes. Then we'll have to loosen off that castle nut inside the housing, and then figure out what's wrong underneath there. Alright, those 2 guys are off. Now we can go ahead, try taking off the other half of it. Another 2 heads on this side. No lock washers or anything on here, so no wonder they need to be torqued down to 150 pounds of torque. Now we have to figure out how to pop this thing off. Well guys, I hope that video of the steering helped you out. If it did, give that video a thumbs up, and I'll be doing more of these John Deere 830 videos. Hope to do more detailed videos with the individual projects that are ongoing on this tractor, and just to help you guys out. So if this is something you guys are onto or interested in, you can always hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any more videos of these John Deere 830s videos. Well, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.